What's up, YouTube fam? It's your boy Jordan Tyree. We're here for another Jordan Talks About. We're going to talk about bullying today because bullying is still a very harsh thing that a lot of people, I think, go through, especially in my day and age where bullying was kind of like no one was really paying attention to it. It just kind of happened. People just let it happen. I think for me, the majority of my bullying happened in middle school and a little bit in high school. Try to give tips on how I pushed through it and slightly didn't push through it and how I became like the person I am today. But the experience that I had through bullying. But the first thing I'm gonna tell you completely straight up, you have to stand up for yourself. I learned when I was in the 9th grade, after getting bullied for like 3 years in middle school, transferred to different middle schools, got bullied every different school, doesn't matter which place I was, I still got bullied until I decided to defend myself. When I fought back against the bullies, they were way less likely to bully me. I still got bullied, but not nearly as much as before because I wasn't just taking it. I wasn't just like, oh, no, leave me alone. I was actually stop or punching back or pushing back. Yes, I got beat down. Yes, I got bruises and blood and spilled and I couldn't fight at all and I wore glasses and they broke and it was all negative. But it came out to be a positive because I went from getting bullied from 7 periods of the day, or all 4 periods if you're on block, to 1 of the periods. And it's just like, that's way more mentally bearable, you know? Because at least you know in that period, like if I'm gonna get bullied by this guy, I'm gonna push back. He might hit me, it might hurt, but I'm not gonna let him walk over me. Because I think a lot of kids don't realize what power you actually do have in words or in actions. People say, oh, don't fight, fighting's not the way, but you can try to talk. I tried to talk, I tried to be the funny guy, you know, sometimes it worked out, sometimes it didn't. But you have to find your thing that you need to do to get yourself out of that situation. For me, fighting back. Pushing back, yelling back, screaming back, calling for help, something other than just being, leave me alone. No, don't leave me. Don't ever say leave me alone. Hey, step back. I don't want any problems with you. Step away. We don't have to do this. You say things that are very proficient of you being confident in yourself. You don't want to be like, oh, please don't hurt me. Just leave me alone. I'm just here by myself. Those all sound like things like, oh, well, we can just constantly pray on you because you're never gonna push against us. You're always just going to be apologetic about the things that we're doing to you, the bullies are doing to you, which you should never be apologetic about anyone causing turmoil on your life at all. That's the first thing, just pretty much fighting back, defending yourself, whether it's talking or actually fighting back, pushing back, calling for help. Do one of those things. That's definitely going to get you in a better state. Second is your mindset going into school, going into work, going into wherever you're getting bullied from. It doesn't necessarily have to be school, but wherever you're getting bullied from, having the right mindset. A lot of people dwell on the flaws. We all have flaws. We have things that's wrong with us. But I try to cast those away. Like, these things exist in my mind, sure. But let's try to focus on the things that I'm good at. I'm good at singing. I like to pretend I'm good at playing basketball. I like to pretend I'm good at drawing. You know, I like playing video games. So I surround myself or put myself in situations where all my strengths would benefit me more. So you join an anime club. If you're good at chess, you join the chess club. If you like eating food a lot, you bring to lunch weird abstract foods that would attract people's attentions. You know, whatever you are particularly good at, you just try to surround yourself around people who do those things, or just do those things yourself. So if you like to draw, just draw. That's just distractions from whatever's going on. Just draw. If you like writing music, you write. And if you like playing video games, you bring your game with you. Like, it doesn't matter what it is, as long as you're actively doing it and improving on your own strengths and not focusing on your weaknesses. Bringing something, doing something, talking to somebody, getting other people who have the same interests as you into the same environment will drastically increase your mental stability, your mental level, and your awareness and how much you can take, for lack of a better term. So I think definitely that's another main point you should focus on, trying to get something that you are really good at, your strengths, and bring those into fruition. Let them shine light on them. Let everybody know that this is what I'm good at. This is me. This is who I am. You're funny, tell jokes all the time. You know, whatever it is, you should just always protrude that strength. You have the weaknesses, sure, they will be there. You can work on those if you want to, but don't dwell on them. Focus on what you're extremely good at, what you excel at, what you're even moderately okay at. You're slightly better than anybody else at something, you're still better than them at it. And the final thing about bullying that isn't as noticeable as C, which is the result for everything when it comes to bullying, is getting help. In my story, when I was in middle school, I got bullied 6th grade, 7th grade, and 8th grade. And so I told my mom every single time I got bullied, she took me out, she changed schools from And when I was from 6th grade to 7th grade, and from 7th grade to 8th grade, she changed schools 3 times to try to get me to not be bullied anymore. And I think telling your parents or telling counselors at school or teachers at school, that's gonna help you out a lot more. You might be deemed as something that you're not. People gonna call you a snitch or call you this or that, but in the end, it's all about you trying to just survive. You know, you don't want to be beat down. You don't want to get hurt. You don't want to cry yourself to sleep at night. You don't want to kill yourself. You're loved by a lot of people, regardless if you know it or not. And talking to anybody about the situations you're going through, about the bullying you're going through, somebody who loves you is going to help you, is going to try to get you through the situation, and will get you through the situation, because that's what family's for, that's what friends are for, that's what love is for, that's what the teachers and the counselors and everybody, any kind of supervising adult in your life, or after school, that's what they're there for. That's what they're there to do, to help you get through the day and try to get you education, learning, and make you an exceptional human being in the world. So to recap and conclusion, I'm gonna just end on the final 3 points once again. 1, stand up for yourself, whether it be actually fighting back, talking to them, trying to make friends, but stand up for yourself. Don't get beat down. Don't say leave me alone. Don't say I'm sorry. Don't be apologetic. They're bullying you. You should fight back. You're gonna get beat down. You're gonna get hurt, but you're gonna win in the long run. I promise you. 2, focus on your strengths. We all have weaknesses, it's very true, but focus on the strengths. Anything that ties you into being slightly better than anybody else, or you slightly excel at, surround yourself around those people, or do that thing constantly, or make sure whatever that is always around you, always in your mind, always thinking about whatever you are good at. Never focus on the negative things. Try to stay focused on the positive things. And last but not least, tell someone. I promise you it's going to help a lot more than you think it will, whether it be your parents, whether it be your best friend, whether it be the principal, if you want to go that far. There's slight negative incantations to that, but if you do step 1 and you fight back, and you do step 2 and you strengthen yourself, and you do step 3 and you tell someone that it is happening, I promise you your life's going to drastically improve, and maybe you could actually have fun going to school, fun going to work, fun not being bullied every day of your life, and actually make it through like I did. There were times where I thought I couldn't make it, but I looked to my friends, I looked to myself, I focused on watching anime or playing video games or writing music or singing songs or rapping, taking myself out of the element, and it helped. And I made it through. You can too. I love you. Stay strong. Please stay strong. Comment down below if you have any further questions, or if you just want to talk to me. I'm always here for you. Peace. Don't know where you're going, but I wanna come, yeah.